For the second time in as many days, it's time for Lane Tech and Lakeview. Lane Tech going for the season sweep of the Wildcats, but the Wildcats looking for some revenge after a blowout loss yesterday evening. Thanks for joining us. My name's Alex Burstein in the press box here at Kerrywood Field. It's another chilly night, but at least we've got slightly clearer skies for tonight to match up between Lane Tech and Lakeview. As you mentioned, last night it was a big win for Lane Tech against Lakeview, 15-0 in 4 innings. Lane Tech will be hoping to get their bats going, and also they had a great pitching performance from Chris Espinosa that could have been overlooked last night with all the runs, but he was excellent yesterday evening, and they'll be hoping that they get another good pitching appearance today out of Joey Sheridan, who's taking the mound here tonight. Lakeview, as you mentioned, had a tougher time last night, giving up 15 runs. They were not able to put any across the plate, so they'll hope to switch up their fortunes tonight. We're set for first pitch in just about 2 minutes, so we'll get you through your starting lineups here. Last night we got started a little bit late. I believe we'll be a little closer to game time here tonight, but we shall see. But just for those of you who watched last night, Lane Tech is in their green jerseys tonight because this is technically an away game. Obviously, Lane Tech plays all of their home games here at Kerrywood Field. However, so does Lakeview. So both of the games in this series being played at Kerrywood Field, and Lane Tech will be the away team in tonight's contest after being the home team in last night. So we'll get you Lane Tech's lineup first because they will be the first ones hitting here this afternoon. Leading things off for Lane Tech this afternoon is going to be Joseph Perona wearing number 6. He'll be playing in center field, hitting second, and playing in the DH spot is Josh Katz hitting third, and playing at second base, Nick Lagis. Louis Derishin will be hitting cleanup tonight, and it goes back to third base after being the designated hitter last night. Carson Berg will be hitting in the 5 spot, hoping to keep his hitting streak alive, playing in right field tonight. Carter Dow hitting in the 6th spot, playing at shortstop, and rounding out the bottom of the lineup for Lane Tech, it'll be Jack Tsor hitting 7th, playing at first base, Zach Joshua hitting 8th and catching tonight, and Andrew Contreras making a start. He's the biggest change to the lineup tonight. He'll be starting in left field and hitting 9th. As for Lakeview, they have a slightly different looking lineup than they did last night. It'll be Ivan Santiago leading things off. He will be playing in shortstop in the field. Jaden Maddox hits second for the Wildcats. He'll be playing in center field. Mitso Salmaron, one of the aces on this team, will be taking the mound. We saw him in the infield last night, but he will be pitching tonight to start things off, and he gets the 3 spot for hitting. Tony Garcia will be hitting cleanup for the Wildcats and playing at third base tonight. Anthony Colin takes the 5 spot in the lineup. He will be playing over at first base. Jacob Cosby hitting 7th, Joel Perez hitting 6th and catching tonight. Jacob Cosby makes his start tonight and will be playing at second base, hitting 7th. Jansen Cree hitting 8th tonight and playing in right field, and rounding out the lineup will be Joel Herrera hitting 9th and playing in left field. Good sign for tonight. We switched to the opposite side of the press box, and you guys should actually be able to see any plays at first or third base tonight. So that is a plus of this away type of game for Lane Tech. Last night, as you mentioned, it was a great game for Lane Tech, 15-0, the most runs they have put up in a game this season. Ended after 4 innings. They actually ended it in the middle of the 4th inning because Lane Tech went up by 15. So they'll be hoping for another run rule win tonight. Yesterday was actually their first run rule win of the season. They had a couple of losses by run rule, but that was the first time they were able to get up by 10 or 15 late in the game, and they did it to the Wildcats. So they'll be hoping for another win against a familiar opponent tonight. The Wildcats have struggled early on this season. We were talking about this last night. Last night was loss number 10 for them. It was actually win number 10 for Lane Tech, but the Wildcats will enter tonight's game with a 2-10 record, still chasing after that first conference game. We'll take a look at the conference standings before we get first pitch here. It'll be Peyton actually in first place. The Grizzlies have been great as of the start of the season, 5-1 overall, 2-0 in conference play. So you see they've been definitely affected the weather. Just 6 recorded games for them, but they're undefeated in conference play. Von Steuben in second place right now, 8-4 overall, 3-0 in conference play, and Lane Tech 10-4, 3-0 in conference play. So that series between Lane Tech and Von Steuben will be really a fight for first place in the Jackie Robinson North. That's coming up Wednesday and Friday. Whitney Young is the first team with a loss in conference. They are 10-3, 2-1 in conference play, sitting 5th right now. Then rounding out the bottom, it is Taft at 5-3, 1-2 in conference play. Lincoln Park, Lakeview, and Clemente all have yet to win in conference. 2 losses for Lincoln Park and 3 for Lakeview and Clemente. So the Wildcats still searching for that first conference win of the season. We'll see if they can do it tonight. Looks like Lane Tech leaving the field, so we should have a first pitch around 7:20. Joseph Butcher for Lakeview and Sean Freeman for Lane Tech. The 2 managers are going to come to home plate to talk with the 2 umpires for tonight's staff. Definitely chilly here in Chicago. It might be a little bit warmer than last night, but it's definitely still a cold one. Looks like it's about 44 degrees here at first pitch. Tomorrow, the high is 54, low is 51, so it'll be slightly nicer for tomorrow's nighttime matchup between Lane Tech and Von Steuben, but the players will still be facing the cold for this one tonight. A far cry from the 80-degree weather Lane Tech had in Florida. But we talked about this in pregame yesterday. I was watching an earlier game between DePaul and I forgot who they were playing, but DePaul was playing in, and everyone was hitting it. The Chicago players just are so used to the weather, it does not seem to affect the hitting at all. Lane Tech was able to put up 15 runs last night in sub 40-degree weather, so these players are well adjusted, and they'll hope to do that again tonight. As you mentioned, it'll be Joey Sheridan on the mound for Lane Tech. Has had a couple of appearances, played last week in Florida. We'll see him in the mound in the bottom half of the first inning. And Miso Salmeron, one of the more impressive players on this Lakeview roster, will be pitching for them tonight. Plays with Cubs RBI for Travel. Last year he had, I believe, 15 strikeouts in one game. He can definitely find the strike zone easily. And for those of you who are watching the last Friday's, actually 2 Fridays ago game, when we started between Lane Tech and Lakeview, when that game was, this is actually the postponement, the resumption, of that postponement. But Miso Salmeron was supposed to be the pitcher for Lakeview that game, so he's really their ace, and he'll be trying to silence these Lane Tech bats that were just going so well last night. So expect probably a little more competitive of a game here tonight. Salmeron is the captain of this team. He did have 15 strikeouts last year in a win in a game against Lincoln Park, and on junior varsity he threw a no-hitter against Von Steuben. So he's had some milestone games, and this would definitely be a milestone game if he's able to help lead this Wildcats team to a win against Lane Tech. Both the teams in their huddles right now. It'll be the away green jerseys for Lane Tech with white pants and green hats for tonight's contest. Lakeview in black jerseys, red lettering, and white pants and red hats, it looks like, for tonight's contest. May have a couple different color hats actually going around for the Wildcats. It's actually mostly going to be black hats for them. And they are going to take the field. For those of you just joining us, we'll take you around the diamond for the Lakeview Wildcats. Once again, it will be Miso Salmeron, as you mentioned, getting the start on the mound. Catching for them will be Perez, Colin at first base, Cosme second, Garcia at third. Santiago will be holding things down at shortstop. And in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Herrera in left, Maddox in center, and Cree in right. Quickly down the batting order for Lane Tech, it's going to be Joseph Perona leading things off. For the Lane Tech baseball team, hitting second, Josh Katz, Nick Lagus, and Louis Darishin will go 2, 3, 4. That's been the same 4 pretty much all year long. After the first game or two, they've really hammered that out, and has been a great first 4 hitters for Lane Tech. Carson Berg will be hitting in the 5 spot tonight. Carter Dow hitting 6, and Jack Tsor, Zach Joshua, and Andrew Contreras will be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters this afternoon for Lane Tech. I guess I should say evening. Yesterday it was a afternoon game, but this another one of the night games for Lane Tech. We'll see. Hopefully our camera's going to do fine with the black skies coming up in a little bit. Right now it's actually still light out, 7:22, and it's going to be somewhat light out for first pitch, probably for the first inning or two, but by the third or fourth inning we should have another night game. This is the second night game of the year Lane Tech has had at Carywood Field. They beat Kenwood 10-7 in a slugfest a couple weeks ago under the lights. Then they play Lakeview here, and also tomorrow it's going to be a 7:15 p.m. first pitch, same time as was supposed to be tonight against the Von Steuben Panthers. So it'll be another late night for the Lane Tech baseball players, and they'll be hoping for back-to-back wins. There's a couple more warm-up pitches for Salmeron here, and then it'll be Joseph Perona with his hot bat leading things off for Lane Tech. We seem to be saying this every game, but he has just been such a contact hitter for Lane Tech this year. Yesterday, I should say, he reached every time. Not all the varsity guys hit more than 2 or 3 times because, the starting guys hit 2 or 3 times because they started to sub everyone out. But the first 9 hitters for Lane Tech all scored a run last night. So even the top guys like Perona down to some of the lesser hitters for this Lane Tech team, they were all getting stuff done last night, and they'll hope to keep that going right now. The catcher's going to throw down, and we're ready for first pitch here from Carywood Field. Joseph Perona leading things off. As I mentioned, a couple of straight good games, and it has been really good for Lane Tech to have a lefty to lead things off just because of how consistent they have. It seems like their lefty bats as of recent have been some of the more consistent in the lineup, as Perona is going to step in the box, and we're ready for the first pitch here from Carywood Field. Miso Salmeron, who got a couple of outs before the game got postponed 2 Fridays ago, will try to do that here against Lane Tech. First pitch fouled off sharply to the left-hand side for a strike, and we're underway here from Lane Tech. 0-1 the count. Once again, Lakeview will be the home team at tonight's game because both these teams share Carywood. Lane Tech was the home team last night, and Lakeview will be the home team tonight. As Salmeron gets ready for the second pitch of his outing. Fires. Curveball, that one gets in for a strike, and this is something that Lakeview struggled with last night, getting ahead in the pitching counts. A lot of times it was 3-1 counts, 2-1 counts in favor of Lane Tech, but Salmeron doing a good job getting ahead here, 0-2 the count against Perona we saw after that curveball there. Josh Katz will be on deck as this one misses outside for the first ball thrown today by the Lakeview pitcher. Interesting to see how many strikeouts he's able to throw tonight. As you mentioned, a high strike thrower in travel ball and here with Lakeview, as this one curveball misses outside. He's gone with the same pattern, fastball and then curveball for the first 2 pitches, and now a fastball and a curveball for his third and fourth pitch. So we can expect maybe a fastball here. Those last 2 pitches were both a little bit outside the plate, so we'll see if he can shift it a little more to his right. An all-even count on Perona. The pitch. This one down in the dirt, and it goes from an 0-2 count to a 3-2 count. Perona just 1 ball away from getting on with his first at-bat. And we'll see if he can draw the walk or if Miso Salmeron could get a confidence-inducing strikeout here to start off the game. The righty gets ready. Lane Tech bench makes some noise early on, and this one is going to miss outside, and Lane Tech will have the first base runner of the game on the first at-bat. Joseph Perona draws the walk, and we're up and away here at Carywood Field. Josh Katz will come to the plate. Kind of some unfamiliar territory for Katz. We've seen him play last night at third base. We've seen him play second, short, and pitcher, but he will be designated hitting tonight, so they want to keep his bat in the lineup, but they are still trying out some different configurations. Tonight it'll be Carter Dow at short, Lagus at second, and Darishan at third base. Darishan was the designated hitter last night, so it looks like one of those guys being subbed out for the designated hitter spot every single night. First pitch there was fouled back for a strike. It's the second foul ball we've seen from Lane Tech today, so they are getting some contact with the ball. None in fair territory yet, though, as the 0-1 curveball. Nice pitch there, however. Says it's a little too far inside, and we'll even out the count here. Joseph Perona over at first base. No outs, top of inning number 1 here at Kerrywood Field between Lane Tech and Lakeview. It'll be Nick Lagis on deck, Louis Darishin in the hole for Lane as they try to get some early run support. They had 9 in the last inning against Lakeview, as this one goes behind the back of Katz, and Perona's going to go into second. He's going to try to steal 2 bags, and there won't be a throw. So Joseph Perona with the heads-up play there. It was wildly over behind the back of Katz, brings the count to 2-1, and Lane Tech now with a prime runner in scoring position. Joseph Perona, probably the fastest guy on this team, and he'll have a chance to come home on pretty much any contact from Katz here. Still no outs here in the top of the first. Be great for Lane Tech if they can get the runs going early on like they did last night. As this one misses inside, so started off with 2 straight strikes from Miso Salmeron, and then since then he has thrown 8 pitches, 7 of which are balls. So had that early control going. Since then, missing the zone a lot. He'll try to get back into the box here on the 3-1 pitch. That one's going to be hammered into center field. It's going to drop in front of Maddox there, and Perona is going to come in safely, so it'll be a RBI single for for Katz, and Perona's going to come in to score. So an early lead here for Lane Tech in inning number 1. They'll take the 1-0 lead. Still a far ways away from their 9 runs in the first inning yesterday, but they're at least partway there. They actually had their second runner get out last night, so they're actually doing slightly better than they did last night. As this one's going to be hammered by Lagis towards right field. Going back is the right fielder, and that is going to be caught. Nice play there in right field. Won't be a double play, though, as the throw is a little bit off, but a nice catch there by Jansen Cree in right field, and that will bring up 1 away now here in the top of inning number 1. We did not see a lot of flyouts by Lane Tech last night. A lot of times, balls are being dropped in the outfield by Lakeview, so that's definitely going to be key for them. If they can get those easy outfield catches, that will be good. As this pitch inside, taking for a second, will be Katz. So Lane Tech now with a runner in scoring position. 1-0 count, 1 away here in the top of inning number 1. We'll see Joey Sheridan on the mound soon for Lane Tech. Katz kind of dancing over there near second base. They're still going to fire the pitch in the dirt for ball 2. It's kind of interesting to see Lagis swing at one of those first pitches from Salmeron. He's one of the more controlled hitters, you could say, on this team. Does not get out a lot. Usually almost always draws a walk or is able to get on base. So an uncharacteristic fly out there from Lagis, as this one's going to be hit towards almost the same place. Chasing it is Cree, and he gets his second out of the day. However, it will allow Katz to tag up to third, so that will be now 2 away here. So back-to-back flyouts to right field for Lane Tech. However, there will be a runner in prime scoring position here for Carson Berg, the right fielder. Does not want to hit the ball to his position here, as his last 2 teammates have. He'll get ready for the first pitch. Katz was able to tag up on that last play, as first pitch misses for a ball. We did not see that many pass balls last night behind the plate from Lakeview. That was one of the silver linings. Lane Tech was still stealing a lot, trying to just get down the base pass, even if it was not going to be a wild pitch. However, the catching was somewhat decent last night. We'll see if Perez is able to do the same thing behind the plate today for Lakeview. As the 1-0 pitch from Salmeron, swing and a miss. That's going to get past the catcher. Katz does not know what to do. And a little bit of a missed opportunity there from Perez. Did not see that Katz was halfway down the base pass and stumbling. So Katz able to get safely back to third base, where he will remain. 2 away here in the top of inning number 1. Lane Tech has 1 across the scoreboard, but does not look like it is going to be the offensive slaughter that we saw last night from Lane. As the 1-1 hit sharply towards short. Nice play by Santiago. The throw is in time. Nice play there by Ivan Santiago. And it will be not a 1-2-3 inning, but a lot better first inning than we saw yesterday from Lakeview defensively. Lane Tech gets the first 2 batters on, but then it's a 1-2-3 outs in a row as we will head to the bottom of inning number 1. 1-0 Lane Tech on top of Lakeview. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. To the bottom of inning number 1 we go. We'll see Lane Tech defensively for the first time, so we'll take you around the diamond tonight for Lane Tech. It'll be Jack Tsor, Nick Lagis, and Louis Darishin at first, second, and third, respectively. Carter Dow holding things down at shortstop tonight. From the outfield going from left to right, it'll be Andrew Contreras, Joseph Perona, and Carson Berg. Joey Sheridan will be pitching tonight, and Zach Joshua will be catching for the right hand. For the pitcher here tonight. Sheridan, last pitch against Fort Lauderdale. We have not seen a lot of appearances this season. Excuse me, actually a left-hander, Sheridan. We have not seen a lot of appearances from him this season. However, when he has, he's been pretty decent. Played in some second game with double headers. They gave him the confidence over in Florida to pitch in some actual meaningful games. And now he will get the start against Lakeview. Lane Tech, as we mentioned last night, still kind of trying out their pitching rotation. And that includes in these conference games where they feel like they have a decent chance to win. They are able to test out some pitchers that they would not usually do. Last night we saw Chris Espinosa get his first start of the season, and now we're going to see Sheridan get the start against the Lakeview Wildcats. It'll be Ivan Santiago, the shortstop, leading things off here for Lakeview in the bottom of inning number 1. Santiago we saw over there over at shortstop. He was excellent on that last play to end the inning. It looked as if it was going to be possibly the throw beaten out at first, but he fired that one. Now he's going to hit one to Darishin over at third. Quick throw across the diamond in time, and it just takes one pitch for Lane Tech to retire the first batter of the game. It'll be of the inning. It'll be a 5-3 putout for Ivan Santiago. It's definitely got to help your confidence if you are a pitcher to get that first out so quickly. And now they'll try to do the same thing here with Maddox. As first pitch swung on and missed for a strike 1. Excuse me, folks. It's going to be Jalen, not Jaden Maddox. The writing looked very similar on the scorecard, as this one's going to be swing and a miss, strike 2. Both Maddoxes have very similar names, but they'll be Jalen Maddox, a sophomore, wearing number 34. Up to bat right now is this one swing and a miss, strike 3. So we have 4 pitches and 2 outs already from Joey Sheridan. Excellent from him early on. And now we will see if he can go for a 1-2-3 inning. But one of the tougher tests here, Miso Salmaran, who we saw had a rough start, but then was able to get things going in the bottom of the first inning. He'll try to get it going hitting-wise here tonight, as first ball of the night is thrown by Sheridan. That one in the dirt to bring the count to 1-0. 2 away here quickly in the bottom of the first inning between Lane Tech and Lakeview. This one hit towards left field. That should drop between left and right center fielders. It will, and that is a stand-up single for Salmaran. That one got right in the sweet spot between Contreras and Perona. Drops for a single, and Lakeview has their first base runner of the day from Salmaran, who seems to really be carrying their team early on, both pitching-wise and hitting-wise. Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner. I believe that's number 44, Antoine Holder, who will come to run for the pitcher. And Tony Garcia, the third baseman, who was One of the more consistent guys last night in the field for the Wildcats is going to come to the plate. Holder over there at first base has to be one of the shorter players we've seen, as first pitch is down there for a ball to bring the count to 1-0. Just a freshman, so a lot of time to grow with this Lakeview team. They're hoping this somewhat young team, they have a good mix of freshmen and sophomores, can kind of bring Lakeview back to their glory days from just a couple years ago, as this pitch misses down low 2-0. They were the 2018 and 2019 city champs. They actually made it to the third round of the playoffs last year before falling to Taft, as this one's going to be fouled off to the right-hand side. That's going to head into the bullpen. Looks like one of the bullpen guys might have caught that for Lane Tech, and it'll be strike number 1. But yeah, Lakeview just a couple years ago, they were a force to be reckoned with. Every game, as you see at the start of this season, has not been going their way, but they're going to hope to switch that around as we enter the second half of the season. This one fouled back and will even out the count at 2-2. Holder over there at first base was ready to take off for second, so we'll see if he goes on the 2-2 pitch here. Joshua behind the plate, and we have seen him throw out some guys this year, so he definitely has the arm to do so. Now this one's going to be hit perfectly past the first baseman and second baseman. That's going to be a single, so 2 two-out singles, first from Salmeron and now from Garcia. And Lakeview has 2 on with 2 outs. They're going to try to get a little bit of a rally going. Still trying to get the first run of this series. They were not able to do it in game 1. We'll see if they can do it here, and it'll be Anthony Colwin coming to the plate. His first pitch down low for a ball, 1-0 the count. Those first 2 outs were perfect from Sheridan. Just took 4 pitches, but now back-to-back walks have brought some more life into this Lakeview offense. This pitch misses outside. Back-to-back balls now from Sheridan. Colin, another part of this young roster for Lakeview. This is his second straight night starting at first base, and he is just a freshman, so he'll be part of this team for the next couple years, as this one's fouled back. Joshua trying to chase it down, going to go on top of the concourse, though, so he will not have a chance to catch it. That will still be strike number 1, though, here for Sheridan in the bottom of inning number 1. 1-0 Lane Tech on top of Lakeview after a first inning run from Joseph Perona. Looking back at it, those 2 steals he had, 2 stolen bases on 1 attempt, as they're going to get the runner at first into a pickle here. Garcia a little bit too risky with his pickoff, and Dow is going to be able to get the tag, so that will be out number 3. We'll start off the bottom of the second with Colin at the plate, but Garcia just a little too reckless over there with the first base pickoff, and a good job by Sheridan to catch him off guard. So that will be the end of the first inning. Lakeview strands 1 at second base. We'll get to the top of the second in just a second. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. To the top of inning number 2 we go. Lane Tech with a 1-0 lead over the Lakeview Wildcats. They'll hope to add to that total here as we start the second inning of play at Kerrywood Field. Just about dusk here in Chicagoland. You see a little bit of blue still here in the sky, but probably by the third inning it'll be dark skies here from Kerrywood Field unless this inning goes very quickly. We'll see how the players adjust to that. As we say during every night broadcast, these lights here at Kerrywood Field, very bright. Even from the press box, we sometimes lose the ball, so I imagine the players down there on the field definitely have some trouble sometimes keeping the ball in their eyesight with the light. So we'll see how that affects the players here this evening. Miso Salmaran had a pretty good first inning of play pitching-wise. Had a walk, walked Perona. He came around to score. Katz, he singled and came around the third. However, a fly out to right, and a ground out to short ended the inning before Lane Tech was able to do any more offensive damage. So he will be hoping to do something similar here on the mound here, except maybe not another run for Lane Tech here in the top of the second. It'll be Carter Dow leading things off, the shortstop for Lane Tech here in inning number 2. Jack Zor hitting second and Zach Joshua hitting third. One of the biggest keys for Lane Tech this year have been getting their batters through the lineup quickly. If they get 9 batters through the lineup in the first 1 or 2 innings, that has been almost a sure sign that they're going to at least contend and likely win a game this season. So we'll see if they're able to get 4 batters to the plate here in the top of inning number 2, as Carter Dow is going to come to the plate here to start off his day offensively. First pitch to the shortstop, hammered to the other shortstop, Santiago, who throws a wild throw. Dow is going to stay there at first base because it got stopped by the dugout fence. However, a lucky play there by Carter Dow to reach on the air. That'll go as an air to the shortstop, Santiago. But doesn't matter. Any way you reach counts, and Carter Dow will be able to do that with a single here in the top of inning number 2 as Jack Zor, the lefty, comes to the plate for Lane Tech. Salmaran takes a quick look over there at Dow at second. We'll see if he takes off. Doesn't on the first pitch. It'll be a curveball that misses. Apologies, folks. Forgot to reset our score bug here. We'll do that really quickly. It'll be a 1-0 count, runner at first base for Lane Tech here in the top of inning number 2. Jack Zor, lefty, now playing at first base for back-to-back conference games for Lane Tech. He's really established himself as the number 1 first baseman on this team. There was some question heading into the season, and even for the first couple weeks, who was going to be able to play that. And early on, it has shown to be Jack Zor. As this one misses again, going to get away from the catcher, Perez, and Dow will easily get into second base. So Lane Tech continuing their strategy of last night of just getting every single possible player to the next base. Last night we saw them, without hesitation, pretty much steal every open bag they could. And I don't think any of them got caught, as this one's going to get past the catcher again. Dow is going to turn third, and he thinks about coming home, but is going to stay there. So it'll be a ball and another stolen base for Lane Tech, as Carter Dow will now be in prime scoring position. This is actually almost the same way the start of the first inning went. It was a walk instead of a get on by an error, but then Perona stole 2 bases and came around the score, and now Dow has scored 2 bases, and he'll hope to come around the score here in the top of inning number 2. Jack Zor readies for the 3-0. That one inside and down low. Nice try with the fastball there from Salmaran, but just a little bit too outside for the ump's liking, and now Lane Tech will have runners in the corners. Just a second walk offered so far today from Salmaran, and now Zach Joshua, the catcher tonight, who's moved down a little bit in the batting order. He was not as low as 8 early in the year. Usually we saw him around like the 4 to 6 spot, but we'll see if he's able to do something in the 2 spot. A beautiful throw from Salmaran over there, the first to Colin. I thought they almost got Sir over there. However, the ump will say he is safe, and we'll see if he takes a slightly smaller lead here after we saw the pitcher can really fire that into the first and third base bags. As this pitch misses for a ball to Joshua. Still no outs here. Top of inning number 2 between Lane Tech and Lakeview. Runners on the corners. Lane Tech looking to add to their run total as Sir's able to get in the second base. Now with with another stolen base from Lane Tech. Knock here from Joshua could easily bring in 2 runs and get Lane Tech's lead to 3. We'll see if the righty's able to do it. On deck's going to be the 9-hitter, Andrew Contreras, as this one curveball in there for a strike. So Joshua watches the curveball. That was some nice movement, definitely the most movement we've seen on a pitch. Salmeron was really working that curveball through the first couple of batters and then kind of laid it off, but he's had a couple other pitches that have been a lot more effective here in the last few batters. As this pitch tries the exact same one with the arch, however, is not going to get it into the strike zone, and it will now be a 3-1 count on the catcher Shashua, just one pitch away from walking Shashua to first and giving Lane Tech a bases-loaded, no-out situation where some definite damage could be done. Shashua calls time. I think he calls more time at home plate than most of the batters do. Seems to do it once, not every at-bat, but every couple of at-bats here for Lane Tech. Runners take some big leads over here at second and third, especially over there at second for sure, as this one's going to be down low, and it will be bases loaded. So back-to-back walks for Lane Tech gives them a first, second, and third situation with no outs, and Andrew Contreras, the left fielder, is going to come to the plate. Looks like we have a pinch runner. Can't make out who that is. However, it'll be a pinch runner over there at first base. And we'll see what Contreras can do here at the plate. First pitch to the lefty is going to be in there for a strike. Lane Tech has not had a lot of lefty hitters so far this year. Usually, most nights, it's just Perona and Jack Soar. So they're adding another lefty into the lineup by adding Contreras to their batting order, as this one sees some contact, but it will go straight into the catcher's glove for strike number one. We did see Contreras come in. He was not a starter, but came in during last night's game. Got a couple of late appearances and played in the field. As the 1-1 pitch swung on and missed for a strike two. This would be a big first out. Obviously, not so likely to throw a triple play in high school baseball. However, you're a lot... Oh, that was strike three. Apologies, folks. I thought that first pitch got called for a ball. That's actually going to be strike number 3, and Contreras is going to be sent back to the dugout for out number 1 this inning, and that will bring to the plate Joseph Perona. First pitch high and inside for a ball, 1-0. After that 3 straight strikes there from Salmeron, finally misses the strike zone on the first pitch to Perona. Perona walked his first time up and then was able to come all the way around for Lane Tech's lone run of the game. Runners take their leads. The pitch, this one fouled sharply, a grounder to the Lakeview dugout for strike number 1. Very similar at-bat than we saw from Perona his first time up. Had that one big foul ball. Looked like he might be aiming for a big hit. Ended up being patient and taking the walk. And then obviously had the double steal and came around the score. The pitch. That one hit to the left-hand side of the field. That one will go foul, and now Salmeron has himself ahead in the count, 1-2. A really good chance for Lakeview to get out number 2, which would possibly limit Lane Tech to no runs if they're able to get a third out. Guessing he might try to get Perona to chase here. This one's going to be a grounder to the shortstop. Santiago not able to make a play. I thought that Salmeron was going to get it. It was a very slow bouncer towards short, and all the runners are going to advance. So Dow will come home to score. Jack Soar heads to third. Joshua the pinch runner, heads to second base. And now Perona will head to first with his second reach of the day. And now we'll see Josh Katz, who had the lone hit of the first inning for Lane Tech, come to the plate. Actually, until that hit from Perona, that was the lone hit of the game for Lane Tech, because we had one reach via an error. As first pitch going to be fouled off for a strike. 0-1 the count on the second baseman. This one called for a ball. Apologies, folks. Looked like our score bug might not have been working there for a second, but should be back up and running for the rest of the game now. Lane Tech with a 2-0 lead over the Lakeview Wildcats here in the top of inning number 2. This one high and away. Salmeron's really good at getting that first pitch strike. However, it's just been very inconsistent on where he's able to keep those strikes going, or whether he gets close to giving a walk to almost every Lane Tech batter on the next couple of pitches. The pitch That one down in the dirt, and now 3 straight balls to the designated hitter for Lane Tech. Cats reached with a single his first time, as we mentioned, but was only able to get to third base, was not able to score, so he's still hoping for his first run of the afternoon. As is Jack Tsor over there at third base, who could reach with a walk, and he will get it. Pitch down low and outside. Misses the zone, and Salmaran will walk in a run. So Jack Tsor advances to score for Lane Tech. They increase their lead to 3-0, and Lane Tech will keep it with the bases loaded. Still just one away here in the top of inning number 2. So there's just one walk in the first inning by Salmaran, already 3 for the pitcher here. As this pitch called for a strike to Nick Lagis. This is the part of the lineup that Lane Tech struggled with in the top of that first inning. Perona and Katz were both able to reach, but then Lagis, Darishan, and Berg all got 3 straight outs. So we'll see if Lagis is able to break that streak here. The pitch. That one inside, that one hit him. So another free pass for Lane Tech. Zach Shoshua will come in to score, and will bring it to a 4-0 lead for Lane Tech. It was a very good job by Lakeview controlling the Lane Tech bats in inning number 1. However, the fortunes seem to have changed a little bit here as we start inning number 2. 4-0 now the lead for Lane Tech. It'll be Josh Katz at second base, Joseph Perona at first, and Nick Lagis at third. Lagis at first and Perona at third, as first pitch misses for a ball. 1-0 the count on Darishan. He's had his fair share of big games so far this season. Brings in a lot of RBIs for this team. Has a chance to do some more damage here as another pitch misses. Seems like almost every time Darishan comes up to bat, there's a chance for him to at least drive in a run or two. Obviously, with a bases loaded situation here, that is a good chance for him to do it, as this one hit down the third base line. A perfect hit. 1 run's going to come in to score. Cats turn second. They are going to hold Lagis over there at third base, but it is going to be a stand-up 2 RBI double for Louis Darishan. We were talking about his RBIs, and he adds 2 of them here. Perona comes in to score. Katz comes in to score. It'll be Lagis at third base and a stand-up double for Louis Darishan as Lane Tech increases their lead to 6-0 here in the top of inning number 2. First pitch misses outside and down low to Carson Berg here at the plate. So we were talking about this part of the lineup kind of struggled there in the first inning. Definitely not the case here as another pitch misses for a ball. Carson Berg was not in the lineup for the first couple of games for Lane Tech, but he's been great in the field and also pretty good at the plate for Lane Tech for the last couple of weeks, and he's cemented his spot as at least one of the rotating right fielders. He started both of the 2 games of this series against the Lakeview Wildcats, and now he finds himself 1 pitch away from getting on in another bases loaded situation. That will be the 3-0 strike taken by Berg. That curveball from Salmaran to the right, to outside part of the plate works sometimes. However, this pitch is not going to work. It will be a 5-pitch strike for, a 5-pitch walk for Carson Berg, and the bases are loaded once again here for Lane Tech, and they have hit through the lineup here in inning number 2. They started off the inning with Carter Dow, and now he will go bat for a second time this inning. First pitch in the dirt. But a good job there by Perez behind the plate to keep any runners from advancing. All the runners on their feet, waiting for a possible wild pitch. The delivery. This one inside. 2 straight balls here to start the at-bat to Carter Dow, who reached on an air to start this inning. It ended up being a single for him and then came around to score. The pitch. This one hit towards third base. It will go foul. And Dow is going to head to the ground. Looks like he's in pain. See if he gets back up. Hopefully he's okay. He's going to get up on his own and head over to the coaching staff, so we'll see if he is okay. We'll take a quick break and be back in a second. So it looks like Carter Dow's going to jog it off and stay in this at-bat. A 2-1 count here in the top of inning number 1. Not sure if he hit that one off of his foot or what, but was jogging for a couple of minutes over there on the left side of your screen, and he will remain in the game here now. As you mentioned, up 2-1 in the count, top of inning number 2, still just 1 away as this pitch is high, and now 3 balls in the count for Salmeron. A very good first inning for Lakeview. They gave up just 1 run, but they have already let 5 across the plate here in the top of the second, and this one's going to hit Dow straight in the back. That was a fastball right to Dow, and he's going to head to the ground. Hopefully he's okay. And it was just one of those straight fastballs we see from Salmeron, and Carter Dow took it straight to the back. Looks like he is going to get up and jog down to first base. So an interesting at-bat there for Carter Dow. Has to go down to the ground twice, but he's going to be able to get to first base. Nonetheless, another run's going to come in for Lane Tech as Nick Lagis is going to come home to score. It'll be Louis Derishin advancing to third, Carson Berg to second, and Carter Dow to first. And Lane Tech will increase their lead to 7. And looks like Carter Dow is going to stay over there at first base. So they're not going to have a pinch runner. Looks like he is okay. And now it'll be Jack Tsor, the lefty, coming to the plate, trying to add to this offensive damage Lane Tech has done. I said in the first inning, looks like this might be a closer game just because Lane Tech was only able to put up 1 in the first, but now the offensive firepower has come. 6 runs in the second inning. As first pitch misses high for a ball, 1-0 the count. They had 9 in 1 inning yesterday, but after that, the most runs they scored in an inning was 4, so this is actually their second highest inning of the series. Lane Tech bats probably going to be a little cooler tomorrow night against Von Steuben as this pitch finally hits the strike zone on the outside part of the plate. Von has put together a great program this year, so that's going to be a fun one between Lane Tech and the Panthers tomorrow evening. As the 1-1 misses high and outside for a ball. Always interesting to see how the strike zones change from night to night here in the Chicago Public League. So this one misses down low, and it was actually perfectly in the middle of the plate. However, just a little bit too low for the ump's liking, and now a 3-1 count on Jack Tsor, who's really at his bat wake up. First time this inning he drew a walk, and now he's looking to draw another one, and he will. This one in the dirt, and all the runners will be able to advance. So coming home, the score is going to be Louis Derishin for yet another Lane Tech run this inning. It is now up to 8-0 here in the top of the second. Carson Berg will head to third base. Carter Dow will come to second, and Jack Tsor will head to first. So Louis Derishin had a double, but since then it has been a walk, a hit by pitch, and a walk issued by Salmeron. He's definitely lost a little bit of control here for the last few batters as another ball thrown into the dirt. to Zach Joshua, who started off this inning with a walk, came around to score. So this is his second at-bat of the game, second at-bat of the inning as well. Still will be listed at 0 for 0 on the day so far because of that walk, as this one misses outside. Lane Tech on their 4th straight free pass to a base. We'll see if they can do it. Lane Tech hasn't had any chances yet to steal home. They almost got close, but not many wild pitches here from Salmeron. Just some ones in front of the plate and missing the strike zone to the left and right. We haven't seen that many pitches over the zone from the right-handed pitcher. And it will now be a 3-1 count on Joshua. Lane Tech looking for win number 11 on the season, and this will be a curveball. Gets in there to the strike zone for a 3-1 count. Looks like Salmeron might have figured out this Lane Tech don't swing at the 3-0 strategy, because he's throwing only strikes on 3-0 counts. However, he won't throw one on the 3-1 count, and Lane Tech is going to have another run come in, bringing it up to 9-0 here, as coming across the plate is going to be Carson Berg. He'll now be Carter Dow at third, Jack Shore at second, and Zach Joshua at first. That's the second straight walk offered by Salmeron, as first pitch to Andrew Contreras is going to be in the dirt. So Contreras was actually the first out of the inning 9 batters ago, and Lane Tech is still at no outs. So every single other batter in the lineup for Lane Tech has been able to reach. We'll see if Contreras can do it here. This pitch high, now 2 straight balls, so a decent chance for Contreras to reach. On deck, it'll be Joseph Perona, so top of the lineup next for Lane Tech after this, as they try to hit through their lineup for a second time this inning. The pitch is one outside, and chance for a 3rd straight walk here from the right-handed Lakeview pitcher. We'll see how long the coaching staff from Lakeview keep their senior pitcher in. Last night it was 2 innings of damage done before they pulled their pitcher, as this pitch misses, and well, they must have called one of those a strike actually, so it'll be 3-1. That must have been the first pitch called a strike actually, looking on Contreras, so now it'll be a 3-1 count on the left fielder. All the runners about to take their leads at the bases. As you mentioned, Contreras not part of the usual lineup for Lane Tech, but they put their confidence in him tonight, as this one's going to be a big swing and a miss. If Contreras gets the bat on one of these big swings he has, this one's going to be traveling far into the outfield. The problem is he just has not been able to get any contact with the ball here in his first 2 at-bats. The 3-2 pitch. That one fouled off, finally gets some contact, but a little too late to send it back to the left-hand side, and we'll keep it at 3-2. This is actually the first full count we've had of the day on either side. Left fielder gets ready for the second 3-2. The pitch. That one down low for a ball. Lakeview thought they had the strikeout there. They won't get it, though, and another run is going to be walked in. So the 3rd straight walk issued by the Lakeview defense. Coming in to score will be Carter Dow. Jack Shore heads to third base. Zach Joshua to second. And Lane Tech now has a 10-run lead for the second straight night. Their offense has just piling on these runs. That is now 25 runs scored in 6 innings these past 2 days for Lane Tech. And Joseph Perona will head to the plate. We'll see how long Lane Tech keeps their starters in. They had some changes pretty quickly last night, as first pitch misses high and away for a ball, 1-0 the count. Looks like Josh Katz is still going to be on deck, so they're not going to do any changes to the top of the lineup yet for Lane Tech. Runners take their lead at first, second, and third. This pitch misses outside to bring the count to 2-0. Salmeron has shown he has that arsenal, but the problem for him tonight has just been finding the strike zone. He's up to, I think, took 7 walks this inning, as this one's going to be swing and a miss from Perona. However, he does not know where the ball went. Perez just did not know where the ball, how it got away from him. He thought it was right behind him. It actually went all the way to the backstop. So run is going to score for Lane Tech to bring it to 11-0. 10 runs this inning. Will be a strike on Perona, but all of the runners are going to advance. So that will be Jack Zor coming in to score. Zach Joshua heads to third, Andrew Contreras to second. Now a 2-1 count on Perona. And this one almost hits him. It will be a wild pitch for the second straight time from Salmeron. And coming in to score will be Zach Joshua. So that'll lead up to 12-0 for Lane Tech. And for the first time in quite some time, they're not going to have bases loaded. 2 runs come in, so not exactly a bad situation. However, this is Perona will have less of a chance of bringing in multiple RBIs unless they're able to hit a home run here on the 3-1 pitch. And it will be a strike down the middle. Nice pitch there from Salmeron. Bring even at 3-2. Not even, but bring it to a full count, I should say, at 3-2. This has now been the highest scoring inning of the season for Lane Tech. As this one hit towards center field, trying to get under it is Maddox. He will get it. Tagging up from third to score is going to be Contreras. And for the first time in a while, the bases will be empty for Lane Tech. After Joshua and Contreras both answer, all come home on that at bat. And it will be a fly out to center field, for Perona, who gets an out for the first time today. And looks like we are going to have a pitching change here at Kerrywood Field. We'll see who comes in, but looks like that is the head coach, Joseph Butcher, coming to the mound. And we'll try to catch here quickly what number that is coming in. I want to say 24. Yes, it will be number 24, Landon Ortega, coming in, the sophomore to pitch. So it'll be 2 2/3 innings pitched for Miso Salmeron. Looked like he had it going for the first inning. However, just a disastrous second inning of play. Gives up 11 runs to this Lane Tech offense. And Lane Tech now with a 12-0 lead. So we'll see what the sophomore can do on the mound. Was not able to find any information on him pregame. A lot of these Lakeview guys could not find a lot on them, but we'll see in his couple of warm-up pitches here what Ortega is able to do on the mound. After the pitching change, it'll be Josh Katz, Nick Lagis, and Louis Derishin due up. However, Lane Tech is at 2 outs. When Lakeview did their pitching change last night, they put in Xavier Rodriguez for the final 2 innings, the third and fourth. They still were getting some runs off of him. However, it was definitely not as much as Lane Tech scored in the second inning and the first 2 innings. And this has been kind of a recurring theme for Lane Tech all season long. They don't do as well against relievers. I'm not sure it's well, even when not sure why that is. Even when they're doing very well against a starting pitcher, oftentimes that just does not carry over to the relief pitching. So we'll see what they're able to do here on the on Landon Ortega. These warm-up pitches we've seen. I don't think he's found the strike zone once, so Lane Tech could be looking at some more walks, but we'll see on these next final couple of pitches from Ortega. I'm guessing that it is going to be some changes for Lane Tech offensively and defensively soon, because they did not, by the end of the game, I don't think any of their starters were still in, maybe 1 or 2, but they did almost a complete position change. So we'll see if they do the same thing tonight. Must have been 17 or 18 guys who got to see the field last night for Lane Tech. And it looks like we'll start that now. Adam Kudzvitsky is going to be in the warm-up circle. So it looks like he is going to pinch hit for Josh Katz in inning number, still inning number 2 here. We're in inning number 3 on our scorecard, but they're going to send in the junior. Last night he came in to play shortstop. However, tonight he is going in for a designated hitter. So I'm guessing he's not going to see the field, as Ortega still does a couple of warm-up pitches. Not sure if that was just a bad throw back or if that is a wild, or if that was just a bad, or if that was the throw down for the Wildcats. It looks like there also may have been a catching change here. I can't tell for sure, but however, Maddox for the Wildcats did not have a jersey last night, and the catcher for the Wildcats right now does not have a jersey. So I believe that's Maddox behind the plate now for the Lakeview Wildcats. As Ortega's going to face his first batter of the game, and it will be Adam Kunzvitsky, the junior second baseman. Also can pitch. We only saw him pitch once or twice, but we'll see what he can do here. As first pitch inside, that's what we saw in those warm-up pitches, just really struggling to find the strike zone. We'll see if Ortega can get his first strike early here of the outing. 2 away, top of inning number 2, as he finally finds the strike zone here on the second pitch to bring it even at 1-1. Kunvitsky plays with the Warriors for travel. As this one fouled back softly, and Lakeview now just 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. It'd be very good for them to finally get out of it. We'll see if they can on the 1-2 pitch. Ortega deals and a little bit too far inside. We'll get to 2-2. 12-0 lead for Lane Tech over Lakeview here in the top of the second. As this one high, and now a 3-2 count. Looks like we'll have another pinch hitter coming up, as this one's going to must have hit the bat. Looked like it had hit the shoulder of Kunzvitsky, but they're not going to send him a free base. So it looks like that must have hit the very inside of his bat, and we'll keep it even at a full count here for Kunzvitsky. It'll be Daniel Mendez on deck hitting for Nick Lagis, as this one reached on by Kunzvitsky, a long at bat here to keep it at 3-2. We'll have the third straight full count pitch coming up momentarily. No one on for Lane Tech. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Ortega gets ready for the pitch, and he fires. This one hit sharply towards center field. Drifting back is Maddox, who gets it on the run, and that will be out number 3. So Lane Tech finally ends the inning, but not before putting 11 on the scoreboard. They'll take a 12-0 lead into the bottom of the second. We'll be back in just a minute. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. It'll be Joey Sheridan for a second inning here, as Lane Tech will head to the field defensively for the second time this game. A little bit more of a comfort for Sheridan entering the second inning. Had a 1-run cushion heading to the bottom of the first. Now we'll have a 12-run cushion heading to the bottom of the second, as first pitch high and inside to Anthony Colon, the first baseman. He was actually hitting at the end of that bottom of the first. However, there was a play that a runner got picked off, as this one will be an easy 1-3 put out to start off the inning. Lane Tech just picking up where they ended there in the top of the first. just completely dominating Lakeview here for the second straight game. So it'll be one away quickly here in the bottom of the second, and that will bring it to the plate Joel Perez. This one high for a ball. We said in the top of that second inning, if Lane Tech is able to get through their first all 9 hitters in the first 2 innings, they would probably be on a good path to win. They did it twice in the first 2 innings, as this one will be a 6-3 putout. Nice job by Lane Tech to get 2 quick outs. Looks like that was Kunzvitsky is going to be playing over there at short, and threw it to Giannis Katsogardakis over there, who's in as a sub at first base. So it'll be a 1-3 putout and a 6-3 putout to get this inning number 2 started. And now we'll see if Lane Tech can retire Jacob Cosme for out number 3. The pitch. That one skied towards left center. 3 guys going over for it, and left fielder will make the grab. Did not see who got subbed in there for left field, but it will be a quick inning for Lane Tech. A ground out to first, a ground out to short, and now a fly out to center field as we reach the midway point, the end of inning number 2. We'll take a quick break and be back in a second. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. Well, with 1 hour for just about 2 innings, this could be one of the longer games of the season for Lane Tech. However, at this mark, we will probably not be playing a full 7 innings. We'll see Lane Tech take to the batter's box for a 3rd time this game. It'll be Daniel Mendez leading things off here in the the top of inning number 3. Not used to saying the bottom of any inning here at Kerrywood Field, as Lane Tech is the away team for tonight's contest. But it'll be Mendez pinch hitting for Nick Lagis. He was not playing at second base, I believe. Looked like it was a different number over there in that last inning, but they will still have Mendez hit for Lagis here. And on deck, it'll be number 33, Zach Sharp, it looks like. Going to have a pitcher hit here in the second game of the series for Lane, as the first pitch is going to be taken for a ball here from Mendez. Ortega came in that last inning after all the damage had been done and did just what he needed to. Got the 2 quick out, got actually just a 1 quick out for the Wildcats, and that was all he needed to do in the in the top of inning number 2. We'll see if he can keep that momentum going in the top of inning number 3, as second pitch misses to bring the count to 2-0. Mendez was listed as a pitcher. However, he's gone into the game as a hitter these last 2 nights. Usually we do not see pitchers hit for Lane Tech, as this pitch will finally get in there for a strike to bring the count to 2-1. 12-0, Lane Tech leads. Top of inning number 3 here at Kerrywood Field. Chilly night. Luckily, we've got some heaters here in the press box, as this pitch misses, gets past Maddox behind the plate. However, luckily for them, no runners on, so it'll be a 3-1 count. Walks have been a problem all day for the Wildcats, and looking like Mendez may get dealt one here. As mentioned, it'll be Zach Sharp on deck. The 3-1 pitch. That one fouled off for a strike. Lakeview has done okay this game when they've been able to work to the 3-2 counts. Yesterday they walked almost every 3-2 count they had. That has not been the case today. However, this time we will see a walk as Mendez is going to be able to take his base on a 4th ball, and now that will bring to the plate Zach Sharp. Pinch hitting for Louis Derishin, so the third baseman stay batting is likely going to be done. Not sure if he's going to stay in the game at third base. As first pitch way high for a ball. Maddox thought about throwing down there the first to get Mendez, however, decides to hold it instead. Seems like every single batter Lane Tech has sent to the plate has at least reached once. This pitch high, 2 pitches way over the batter's box from Ortega here. Let's see, I think all 9 of the starters did, and now they've pinch hit. Oh, Kunzvitsky hasn't, but almost every single hitter Lane Tech has sent to the plate has reached at least once. Check swing called for a strike here on Sharp to bring it to 2-1. Now, second straight strike. Don't really have any hitting stats on Sharp. As we were saying, usually a pitcher, we've seen him pitch in a couple of games this year, as strike 3 called on the inside high pitch. Good job by Ortega to get Sharp swinging there, and that will be out number 1 of this inning. For the first time, we've seen a at-bat go by without a Lane Tech runner stealing, it seems, as they kept Mendez over there at first base. First pitch called for a strike. Looks like that's going to be Leo Zerillo hitting here for Lane Tech, pinch hitting for Carson Berg. This pitch, back-to-back balls now. 1 away. Top of inning number 3 here at Lane Tech. Zerillo is an outfielder, so I'm going to assume that he is going into play right field after this at-bat for Lane Tech in the field. As finally able to get a strike. Not a lot of velocity from Ortega, but he's been able to paint the top of that zone for a couple of pitches and get a couple Lane Tech guys swinging. So no damage done run-wise yet this inning, as this pitch misses outside and will bring it to 3-1. Issued that walk to Daniel Mendez, so there still is a batter on for Lane Tech. This would be his second walk of his pitching, as this one hit towards the shortstop, gets over the head. And now it'll be 2 on for Lane Tech with just 1 away, as they're going to send Kunzvitsky to the plate. So it's possible they had that wrong pinch hitter for Josh Castle. Try to find out who that was. Must have completely read the number wrong. However, now Kunzvitsky is going to come to the plate to pinch hit for Carter Dow, as first pitch called for a strike. Been 2 walks issued this inning. Those have been the no, excuse me, that was a single. So 2 runners have reached so far this inning for Lane Tech, as this one fouled back. So it'll be an 0-2 count actually on Kunzvitsky to start off this at bat. Zerillo, there's been a lot of talk about him being a good hitter around the team. Has drawn some walks, but that was one of the better hits we've seen from him so far this season, as this one hits to the second baseman. Should be a routine play. It is. However, both the runners will still advance, so Lane Tech will get runners to second and third base. It'll be Lagis going to, it'll be Mendez going to third, and and Zerillo heading towards second on the 4-3 putout, and that will bring to the plate Giannis Katsogradakis, who hits a monster hit towards center field, and that is going to drop. It was high, but it did not go that far. And looks like 2 runs are going to come in for Lane Tech. The ump was waving his arms, but did not look like the hit got called off. So Katsogradakis is going to have a 2 RBI single, as Zerillo comes in to score and Mendez comes in to score, and the Lane Tech lead now up to 14-0 in inning number 3. As first pitch fouled back for a strike to Owen Funky. Coming in as catcher for Zach Shashua Funky, as you mentioned last night, has been the bullpen catcher for Lane Tech much of this season, but has had the chance for some in-game action. Should let this one go foul, and Lakeview will for strike number 2. Funky would have had the speed to get down there safely for the single. However, nice job by the third baseman for Lakeview to let that one go down the line. Looks like that is number 20, Corvin Brush, coming in for the Wildcats. Lots of position changes here, folks. Apologies for not having all the names. It's a little hard to see from the press box, all the numbers. But a lot of changes positionally as this one goes behind the back of Funky for the first ball. And Katsogradakis is able to steal a bag. 2 away here, top of inning number 3. Lane Tech with a 14-0 lead. For those of you keeping track, there does have to be 4 full innings played for there to be a mercy rule. So this would not end after 3 if Lane Tech gets to 15, as now it's going to be 2 straight balls called on Funky to bring the count even at 2-2. Even though last night went only 4 innings, it still ended up not being a super short game. Went 90 minutes or so because the Lane Tech hitting innings were just so long. As a couple balls will head past Funky to bring the count to 3-2. Looked like Ortega had a good chance to get out of this inning, but now he's 1 ball away from keeping it going. The pitch, that one way outside, and Katsogradakis is going to jog down to third base. Lane Tech will have runners in the corners. Season high for Lane Tech on runs is 15. They're at 14 right now, so we'll see if they're able to get past that total here tonight. As Contreras is going to be the one batter to stay on for Lane Tech in the starting lineup, it looks like. As the lefty will take the batter's box. First pitch, high and away for a ball. 1-0 the count. Katsogradakis at third base. Funky at first right now. Contreras at home plate as this one hit down the third base line for a first strike. Lane Tech doing a little bit of damage here with 2 outs. 2 runs have come in. Only put up 2 this inning, but that's more than they scored in the first inning, so they have been able to score in all 3 innings of play thus far. As this pitch misses down low and outside for a ball. We have not seen a lot of inside pitches here from Ortega today. A lot of the balls, some of them have been high, but a lot of them outside as well. As this one misses, and now another 3-1 count. The big chunk of Lane Tech runs last inning came when they had the bases loaded, and a chance for another bases loaded situation. Check swing from Contreras. They didn't say he'd go, but I think that just hit the outside part of the plate, so it will be a full count here for Ortega and Contreras. Strike will end the inning. The ball keeps it going. Ortega gets ready for the pitch and fires. Runner takes towards second. This one hit towards the second baseman. We'll see if Contreras can run it down. It's a wild throw to first. 1 run will score. Katsogradakis comes across first base. Contreras will stay at first, and that will be an RBI single for the left fielder. They'll probably end up counting it as an error for the second baseman, however. Nevertheless, Contreras will reach for the second time today, and now Jack Pelican will come to the plate to pinch hit for Joseph Perona. As first pitch skied towards the second baseman. This one will be kind of hard to catch. Running in as the second baseman, and he drops it. Can't get the infield fly there, and it'll be another RBI single for Lane Tech. As Kai Ramirez comes to the plate. The lead now up to 16-0 for Lane Tech, as that was Owen Funky coming across the plate. Andrew Contreras will get to third, and a Pelican over there on first after the single. So apologies, folks. That was Ramirez who ended that last inning, not Kunzvitsky, as this one gets past the third baseman, and Lane Tech continuing to have the damage done. Jogging in to score is Contreras, and Lane Tech now up to 17-0, the lead over the Wildcats here. as Mendez will have his second plate appearance of the inning. So Lane Tech hitting through the lineup for the second time in 3 innings. First pitch called for a strike. Mendez walked his first time up to start off this inning, came around the score. Lane Tech has done a lot of damage here with 2 outs. As this pitch called for a strike, 2 quick strikes on Mendez here. And a chance for Ortega to finally get out of this inning with no more damage done. Pelican at second base, Ramirez at first. This one, a high fly ball towards first base on the run. Making it is the second baseman, it looks like. And that will be out number 3. So midway through 3, Lane Tech adds a couple more, straightens 2. They lead 17-0. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. To the bottom of the 3rd we go. Lane Tech with a 17-0 lead over Lakeview. I think we have all the position changes here for Lane Tech, so we'll take you through the new lineup for them, and it'll be Owen Funky behind the plate. Joey Sheridan still in for his 3rd inning of work. Zach Sharp at 3rd, Adam Kunzvitsky at short, Daniel Mendez at 2nd, and Giannis Katsugradakis at 1st. Andrew Contreras will remain in left field with Jack Pelican in center, and Leo Zarillo in right field. As first pitch going to be called for a strike here to start off the inning. Sheridan had a perfect second inning, went 1-2-3 off of a ground out, 2 ground outs actually, and a fly out to left field. As this one swing and a miss, strike 2. At bat right now, looked like a number 19 who we don't have on our roster. It's supposed to be Jansen Cree, so maybe it's just a number 9, just a number 3. That will be a strike 3. It was number 19, who's not on the roster, but a 1-2-3 start to the inning for Sheridan on 3 straight strikes. That's his second straight 3-pitch strikeout of the game. He had the second batter of the game in Maddox. And now we'll see Antoine Holder come to the plate. First pitch, curveball. Got some nice velocity there from Sheridan, and a swing and miss from Holder. Holder, the freshman, came in last night to hit as well, as this one check swing for a ball number 1. First ball thrown this inning from Sheridan. The 1-1 pitch. This one swing and a miss, strike 2. Sheridan's doing a good job of getting Holder to reach at these far and outside pitches. After this, it will be top of the order. Looks like Isaac Jacob will pinch hit for Santiago, as this one hit towards the shortstop. Kunvitsky throws it over to Katsugradakis at first, and it will be a 6-3 putout for the second out of the inning. Second straight inning, we've seen the second out come from a 6-3 putout. And now we'll see Isaac Jacob, the freshman, come to the plate. Interesting spelling here, I-double-Z-double-A-C. Haven't seen any Isaac spelled like that, as first pitch inside for a ball. Want to know the count. 2 away here in the bottom of inning number 3. Lane Tech with a 17-0 lead over the Lakeview Wildcats. This pitch misses outside. 2 straight balls here from Sheridan. Wind picking up, definitely feels like it has dropped a couple of degrees here in Roscoe Village since the start of the game, as we'll finally get a strike 1 from Sheridan to bring it to a 2-1 count. As we mentioned, should be a little bit warmer tomorrow night as Lane Tech takes on Von Steuben at 7:15 p.m. This one in the dirt, gets away from the catcher Funky. We'll bring it to a 3-1 count. Even with all the defensive changes, Lane Tech has decided to keep Sheridan in, so we'll see how long the pitcher can go in this one. This one misses, and that will be ball number 4. So Lakeview has their first batter reach since the 3rd batter of the game. That was a long time ago, back when Miso Salmaron was hitting for the first time. He singled and got around the second base. And now, actually, Tony Garcia got on, then got out on the putout, but he was technically the last guy to reach. As first pitch outside and away here to Jalen Maddox. The original Maddox, who we thought was into the game, as this pitch misses outside. Definitely a little bit of control lost here from Sheridan on these last couple of batters. Still 2 outs, though, so you can get out of this inning quickly with a strikeout or a ground out, as this one's going to be charged on from Sharp. The throw across the diamond in time, and it will be a 5-3 putout to end the inning. So 1 batter reach, but Lakeview strands him on the base pass. Will head to the top of the 4th. Lakeview trails Lane Tech 17-0. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lane Tech Baseball here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. And it actually looks like they're calling it after 3. Apologies, folks. Thought that the rules was that it had to be 4 innings, but it's actually going to be a run rule after 3 innings of play. So Lane Tech with another dominating performance. They put 17 across the plate in the win over the Wildcats. So that is now going to be in 7 innings of played. 7 innings, excuse me, not 17. 7 innings played over the last 2 days. Lane Tech has put 32 runs across the scoreboard. They'll hope to do something similar tomorrow night against the Von Steuben Panthers. 7:15 first pitch. We'll have pregame starting at 7:10 here on the Lane Tech Athletics YouTube channel. Hope you can join us for that one. But that's just about going to wrap up our coverage here tonight. Game ends in just about an hour and 10 minutes. So one of the quicker games for Lane Tech this year. And yeah, we'll talk to you tomorrow night. Thanks for joining us. Your final score here from Kerrywood Field, Lane Tech 17, Lakeview 0. My name's Alex Burstein. Good night.